Oh, sorry, just checking I haven't got food in my teeth. I'm doing this review live from dinner time, where I'm currently shoveling meat-free meatballs, which makes complete sense, down my throat. Apologies. Right, so next up is Spree, starring Joe Keery. Now, how can a movie, or as Brits call it, film, how can a film be complete trash yet equally as entertaining? It's just great. This satire follows one man and his followers on a murderous road to fame. Um, Firstly, Spree nails it perfectly with the whole social media setting. It confirms just how cynical and utterly stupid some members of the young generation can be when online. A perfect example is a scene where Kurt he murders someone and the comments start flying in. I'll mention here that throughout the film, it's split mostly. So you get sort of you get him, so you get the main guy performing all his action, and on the other side you've got sort of Twitter feeds and Facebooks and OMGs and this is so fake, that real. OMG, I'm calling dad cops, that sort of thing. Those and such other phrases just flood the screen, and they're so reflective of the modern world that I actually laughed out loud on a number of occasions in the cinema. When you can really relate to something, not that you take part in it as such, but you can really you can relate to it. You understand exactly what's going on screen because it does happen. It's not just a film. It's the perfect mix of disbelief and interference, as half the teens watching him are so quick to call it staged. The other half are quicker to rightly think it's real and alert the authorities. Sorry, I went American then. Authorities, the cops, the police, the Rosa, basically. For those who aren't a fan, though, of multiple things happening on screen all at once, Spree might give you a headache, so stock up on paracetamol before watching it. It starts with some brief animation as the protagonist explains his background, etc. But for the rest of the movie, the screen is, like I say, it's split, sort of live action and digital animation sort of stuff. Kurt live streams his entire journey with hundreds of people watching online. So it's electronic mess of words and emojis and ka-chings and all that shit where you give someone a coin or something. I sound like my mother trying to explain digital stuff. I can't even say that. But where you chuck a coin at someone or give them a rose. Fuck knows what it is. I see it on TikTok sometimes. So they're all whizzing up the screen, incredible speed. It's slightly irritating though when you're having to glance from left to right. What's happening to right? Oh, look. That's being said to left, to right, to left, to right. Good God, just to absorb the action, whilst checking out what his followers are up to at the same time. I mean, perhaps this is what gives Spree its novelty, though. It's all happening in real time. So, a car is hurtling around the city on a killing spree with live commentary from people watching, similar to that of a sort of documented police chase by a news team on TV, I suppose. Think Cloverfield, 2008, with text popping up from viewers. So you've got, the big whatever it is. I was going to say dinosaur. That was my immediate thought. It wasn't, was it? It was like a splatty lizard thing with mini lizards that fell off it. It was birthing as it ran around New York. So yeah, imagine Cloverfield with like, OMG, that real? That can't be real. That lizard thing is so fake. I know it's so fake, but it's just the way it's spelled. It's stupid, isn't it? Can't feel anything here in Chicago, but calling the cops anyway. Yeah, I suppose in a way, Spree is strangely exciting. Now, Joe Keery is absolutely superb as the social media obsessed nutter, bringing adorability as well as pitiful desperation to his character. It's fantastic that how he actually pulls it off. He captures everything about that particular caliber of person you've come into contact with online, including, Now, I made notes of this, so I wrote these down. It's part of it's on my site. So, yeah, including teenagers and adults alike whose tunnel vision for popularity literally consumes their entire life. It doesn't matter that their home has a front door that they can walk through and step outside and breathe actual air, embrace other humans, and face real life. Their mobile phone or computer screen is all that physically matters to them. Their need to snap and upload continuous video footage or photos of their daily existence for validation and approval from friends and random people around the world. Because everybody in London needs a total stranger from Latvia giving their breakfast porridge a thumbs up. The genuine importance of gaining as many followers as humanly possible and looking down on those who have nowhere near as many. You know, that sort of, I've got thousands of followers. You've got 4. Yeah. What about that? What does that actually mean for me? You know, that sort of thing. As though we're evolving backwards to playground style mocking of a person who doesn't have many friends, but digitally. Fuck me, how is this world gonna develop? Yeah, so it's all that sort of, follow me, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Sort of been doing that myself, my YouTube channel. Pass my name on to everybody you know. Okay, yeah, fine, I'm guilty of that one. But that is the only two. They're the only two I'm guilty of. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Their mobile device is practically a life support, with everything being documented, from actually being in bed under the covers through the entire day until they're back in that bed. They're classic on the sofa, slurping from a bowl of cereal streamers who sit answering questions for fans about where they're from and what they do, as though they're some goddamn celebrity on a talk show. Yeah, right, I'll stop bitching. But basically, my point here is Keery portrays it absolutely just splendidly throughout Spree. And the movie steadily becomes not just entertainment, but I think a message. Kurt is so absorbed with his fan base that his unhinged, there's that word again, his unhinged personality actually starts to seem normal, as though it fits in with everyday life. His sinister plans involving each customer's ride, the way in which he broadcasts his journeys, etc. It all looks relatively stable, but it's not at all. And I think this film, it gives the middle finger. Apologies for doing that. I feel like I'm fucking off you guys who are watching. I'm not. It gives the middle finger, though. There it is, to all those around the world who are completely obsessed with being liked. You've never met them. You do not know them. By large numbers of complete strangers. And so it should. Because these people, I think, a lot of them, they just need waking up. They just need fucking shaking and reminding that physical human interaction is how we function. Do you know what I mean? Eye contact, chemistry, whip up that convo, bang. Not being made to feel good by a photo on a plasma screen. Now, one thing I've noticed, I'll try and sum this up because this is really passionate. I'm sure you realise this by now. But one thing I've personally witnessed in recent months on TikTok, I hate saying that word, just TikTok. It's like saying, I don't know, Facebook or Britney Spears. It's just so in your fucking face now, isn't it? So yeah, one thing I've witnessed in recent months on TikTok is it was a man. He was stood next to a whiteboard and he had a pen, and he was actually selling people off. like some crazed racing pundit turned auctioneer. So the more followers and gifts, like again that rose or coin thing that you chuck at someone, basically someone pressing a button, the more he got, the more dramatically he would shout their name out, scratch them up on the board and ask for others to follow them. You know, like Emma Jane 8265. Emma Jane 8265. Follow her. Everybody follow her. Everybody follow her. Everybody. Who's that? Is that that's Wayne? Wayne from Kentucky. Oh my god. Oh my god. Everyone. Wayne from Kentucky. Now him. Right. Okay. So how many followers we got now? How many? It was absolutely fucking nuts, and it just made me think like, what do you physically gain? Like, I would love to know after this guy had been, you know, like, oh, Cheddar Girl, oh, Somerset Gordon. I'm just completely making this up, obviously. You know, oh, Devon makes it good. Oh, he's got 4 followers. Come on, guys. Devon makes it good. Come on. After he's done all of that and spent all that energy, and I've done some live chats myself where I don't know how to explain it. I've been physical, nothing dodgy. I was dancing or something. So I've done like these live. Okay, this is getting dodgy. It's all legit, but you know, basically, what my point is, when he has used up all of that energy to shout and scream and scribble all these names down, follow her. Come on, guys. Yes, thank you for that coin. Oh my god, follow him as well. What does he think? Do you know what I mean? Like when it's when lights fluctuating again, apologies. But what does this guy actually think at the end when he sits down? You know, a few hours later, he's having a cup of tea or a coffee, and he looks at his iPhone and thinks, you know, what was that? What was, you know, has that, you know, it's not exactly a fucking lifetime achievement award, is it? I mean, it's not one for the CV. Let's face it. So yeah, it was really dramatic, and I had to get that out because it was irritating as hell, but it was also fascinating. Look, I can't sum it up, even though I've just spent 3.5 minutes doing so. Yeah, it's incredible. A grown man live feeding himself on an app primarily aimed at youngsters, yelling, like shouting at viewers to follow these complete strangers who were interacting with him, like some twisted game show presenter. And I pray to God in future, the producers of Black Mirror, for those of you who have seen Black Mirror, yeah, incredible. I pray in future an episode is made about this exact thing, about how obsessed and self-absorbed and how these apps just ruining people, basically. Do you know what I mean? I mean, all that energy spent, and you know, a few days later, it's like, oh, was there any point to that? So you know, yeah, apologies, that was a bit of a rant, but at the same time, I think I've made a valid point. Yeah, I mean, these people, they're simply digital characters on a screen at the other end of the country or across, even across the globe. It's the fact that the vlogger may even start to feel emotionally involved with these friends is so sad. I don't know, you know, and validation in comments and stuff, but I've seen some people on TikTok. Yeah, it's not healthy. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, that all said, if this really is the state of our world, then I assume it's completely acceptable for me to download a virtual porn star and slot my penis around the screen without judgment. Is it? Isn't it? I don't know. Probably. Spree it's an alarmingly accurate exposure of the behaviour of people who truly believe they're making a difference in the world by talking to the screen of their mobile phone. And very, you know, similar to a sinister episode of Black Mirror. It explores the sort of psychological aspect of this to satirical perfection. The protagonist's just nuts behaviour isn't much of an exaggeration either. It's exactly how most people are online, how far they're willing to go to have people watch them. I mean, fortunately, I haven't seen many curse online, thank God. But yeah, it's a stark warning for parents or non-social media users, showing them just how self-obsessed people are, whilst gorging on as much self-approval and you know, total like validation and likes and loves and virtual gifts as they possibly can. I think Joe Keery, excuse me, again, I can't pause because StreamYard don't have a basic function to pause. Joe Keery was the perfect casting choice. His doe-eyed facial expressions and his creepy smile at the camera are wonderfully strange. If you think the Grinch, that sort of, or kind of Celia Imrie, I suppose she's a bit like Grinch, isn't she? Like, you know, he's just brilliant. He'll do something straight in the film. So the person will be like, "Oh, I want to go to 848 West Boulevard Drive," and he's like, "Sure." And then turns to the camera and like smile. It's just, it's fantastic. But ultimately, his character poses the universal online question: do you like him or not? You may pity him and fear his unhinged personality, or you might find him adorable and support his relentless effort at securing internet fame. Spree it's just wonderful trash from beginning to end, fronted by a quirky actor who seems well aware as an actor of how much of a circus social media platforms are, and he really makes the most of it. It's played out. The rolling credits are played out to the sound of Peggy March's "I Will Follow Him," and I couldn't think of, as this played out in the cinema. I still remember again my dreary lockdown tale. It was one of the first films I saw when lockdown lifted. But seriously, I was in that cinema. It was scarf wrapped around me, and this whole just, I love him, and where he goes, I'll follow, just started pounding out like through the speakers whilst all of this social media stuff. The end credits are dizzying, by the way. This social media stuff is splattered all over. So you've got like news reports of him, and the aftermath, and comments from people on Facebook, and tweets and messages and likes and dislikes, and it's having that I will follow him. Sorry, but that is splendor. It was the perfect way to round off Spree. I remember walking home. Actually, I was trekking past the shops, and this song like it was just like, it just reverberated around my head. I think that's the word. I'm not going back to retake this and get it right. It's kind of haunting, the end credits, because again you've got these news reports and comments and people going, "Oh fuck you," and "I love you," and oh god, it's a mix of all sorts. It's great. It's enjoyable trash. However strange a taste the film leaves, you can be sure of just a crazy ride. I think that's probably the most apt way of ending the review. It's worth a watch, basically, if you can't find anything else to stick on a Saturday night. But a lot of people, including TikTok users, will probably hate it because it will either hit a nerve or strike a chord. Which I think, now I've said it, the same thing, but still, it's decent.